The headlines. Differences emerge over Gaza's future. Israel wants to oversee security, but Washington says the territory must remain Palestinian land. Israel says its military reached the heart of Gaza City, while Hamas-backed health officials say the number of casualties is beyond comprehension. In other news, the UK's government's priorities are outlined with pomp and ceremony in the King's speech at the state opening of Parliament.
My government will act to keep communities safe from crime, antisocial behaviour, terrorism and illegal migration.
And a bad year for wine, as production is expected to fall to its lowest level for more than 6 decades. Striking workers in Bangladesh's clothing industry have rejected a government pay rise of more than 50%. The minimum wage was raised to over $110 a month, but they've called for their pay to be increased almost threefold. The workers have been staging protests for more than a week. The Taliban authorities in Afghanistan say at least 7 people were killed and 20 others injured in an explosion in the capital, Kabul. The explosion was on a bus in the Dashto-Bachi neighborhood dominated by the Shia Muslim Hazara community. The Islamic State group said it carried out the attack. The Prime Minister of Portugal has resigned over a corruption scandal that's engulfed his government. Antonio Costa said he had not been named as a suspect, but believed the inquiry was incompatible with him staying in office. Prosecutors are investigating concessions awarded for lithium mines and hydrogen production. Now, a former director of engineering at the technology company Meta, whose job once involved maintaining user safety on Instagram, has told US politicians that he believes the platform has failed to tackle the levels of sexual harassment that teenagers are exposed to on the app. Now to not so great news for wine lovers, because its production around the world is expected to fall this year to its lowest level in more than 6 decades. So what's behind the decline? Megan Owen has been finding out.
It's been a pretty bad year for the grape harvest. Now, although there's been 244.1 million hectolitres of wine produced, which may seem like a lot, according to the World Wine Body, this is actually a 7% drop on last year's production, and actually the lowest it's been in 60 years. Now, certain countries have been suffering more than others, including Spain, Italy and Greece. Now, Italy's even lost out on the top spot for wine production to France. Now, other countries which have also been impacted and have seen a 10 to 30% drop in production include Australia, South Africa, Brazil, Argentina and Chile, all in the southern hemisphere. But why is this? Well, quite simply, we're seeing more extreme weather patterns, including heavier rain and frost and droughts. Let's just take a look at these pictures, which are from a vineyard in Spain. Now, these grape pickers had to work throughout the night just to make sure that they avoided the heat and were working in more comfortable conditions.
We have already been suffering a gradual decline, not only this year, but over the last 5 or 6 years, basically for 2 reasons. First, due to the change we have had in temperatures, in the climate, due to the change we have had in humidity, that is due to the climate change issues, and it is affecting the development of vine production a lot.
Drinking wine is in decline around the world, and stocks remain quite high. So actually, these production issues might help to solve the market imbalance. But that said, it's a pretty glass half empty situation for many wine lovers.
And before we go, I want to show you the first images released by the European Space Agency's Euclid telescope, which is trying to unlock some of the biggest mysteries of the universe. These show that the telescope can cover vast swathes of the sky as it starts to build up a detailed 3D map of the cosmos. And it's going to help astronomers understand phenomena called dark energy and dark matter. They make up most of the universe, but we know virtually nothing about them. Incredible pictures, isn't it?
We talked about it yesterday, but Prince William has now revealed the 5 winners of his annual £1 million Earthshot prize at a ceremony in Singapore.
Yeah, the winners include a company making batteries for electric vehicles using components which are easier to recycle and a scheme helping farmers to cut food waste. The awards were attended by climate advocates, Hollywood star Kate Blanchett and the former New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern.
It was star-studded, wasn't it?
It really was
Lots
star-studded.
of people. They said it was a green carpet, not a red carpet, but it was looking pretty red carpety to me.
Yeah, it just gets bigger every year,
Yeah,
the
it really
Earthshot
does.
prize.